Hi, I'm Neil Sackmary.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Division, PEIO. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Trooper Talk.
And together, we can make a difference. Here we are live on this edition of Trooper Talk from the 360 Vegas studios. We have Trooper Hagstrom, and we have some really special guests today that are smiling because they're so excited to be here. Sir, please introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you do for the Nevada State Police.
Well, my name is Sergeant Brian Drone, and I am the Commercial Administrative Sergeant for the Commercial Enforcement Bureau of Southern Nevada.
And please introduce yourself, sir.
So I'm Trooper Kevin Vosslenar. I'm with Commercial Enforcement. I'm actually a road trooper, so I'm actually out doing all the vehicle inspections and work roadside.
Okay, so thank you very much for being here.
Absolutely.
And thank you very much for bringing them.
Absolutely.
It's so important. I'm going to get to them first, and then I have so many things for you.
Okay.
From the motoring public, not from the trucking industry, right? What are the best things that we can do, kind of like what he was saying, from a motoring public standpoint to help the trucking industry, right, to better serve what we're doing, you know, by not cutting them in and out and things of this nature, right?
You hit it pretty much right on. You got it.
Right.
These, like we said earlier, they're big vehicles. They take time to stop. They take time to get going. Give them space when you change lanes in front of them. Rule of thumb, so I actually do other training besides commercial stuff. I'm actually an EVOC instructor, so I teach our new officers how to drive. Been doing that for a really long time, so the driving aspect
With
is...
Sergeant Abate.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike was a good friend of mine, bless him. We tell them, right, give them room. When you pass a tractor trailer or you pass one of these large commercial vehicles, when you're going to change lanes in front of them, before you make that lane change, you should see the entire vehicle in your rearview mirror. That's enough space because you're giving him probably the better part of 100 feet, maybe more before you move in front of him.
You finish what you're saying, because I was going to talk to you about the hazmat.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? That happens too. So go on.
It's so interesting because I really think it comes down to the fact that the general public really doesn't pay it any mind. They're not cognizant of what a priority CMVs play in our day-to-day lives. And kind of like what Sean was saying, we'll take Walmart for an example. How many Walmart trucks, if we're just driving the 15, do we see making their run from Apple Valley to Hurricane, Utah? And how much we depend on that. And if we just take that opportunity throughout the course of our day to just see how many Walmart trucks we see. But we see the improper driving in and around ourselves. Do we take into consideration our improper driving around these CMVs, and kind of like what Kevin was referring to? So it's been a long time since we've seen the billboards up there about, you don't see my mirrors, I don't see you.
Yes.
Stay out of the no zone. Back off 200 feet, give me space. That space is for you. It's for your safety. These billboards are for your safety. They can't stop on a dime. And I think one of the benefits of the Badge on Board program and some of the initiatives that we do is not only to help out the CDL drivers, but to also help educate the motoring public, to bring more awareness and make them very conscientious of their decisions in and around these people that we depend on. And I'll be more than happy to use this as a springboard to thank the commercial industry and to thank the transportation professionals for everything that they do, because they don't get enough credit. They, like, as an enforcement agent, I'd be lost without them. I mean, especially with the holidays coming up.
I was going to bring something else up too. When we were all at home at COVID, we relied on all of the truckers never stopped.
100%.
Same with law enforcement.
From the motoring public, not from the trucking industry, right? What are the best things that we can do, kind of like what he was saying, from a motoring public standpoint to help the trucking industry, right, to better serve what we're doing, you know, by not cutting them in and out and things of this nature, right?
You hit it pretty much right on. You got it.
Right.
These, like we said earlier, they're big vehicles. They take time to stop. They take time to get going. for the motoring public to help themselves, to help these truckers out, right? When the speed limits drop, because we come into a construction zone, usually the speed limits don't drop because the roadway can't handle the speed. The speed limit drops is because we're introducing construction vehicles and trucks back into the roadway from these construction areas. We slowed the speeds down because we need speed slower, because when these big trucks enter, they don't just, like a car, they're not 0 to 60 in, like your average car is, say, 0 to 60 in 8, 10 seconds, whatever it is. These guys go 0 to 60 in sometimes 2, 3, 4 minutes, because they just don't have the ability to build speed because of the size and the weight. Speed limits that are lower down in construction zones are for the trucks going in and out of these construction zones. So you're not coming up on them at 70, 80 miles an hour. Like the average speed in town seems to be like 80, 85. Everybody wants to go 85 miles an hour. Just kind of what it is. But these guys are going 20, 30 miles an hour for the next 2 miles getting on the roadway coming out of a construction zone, and you're trying to go by them at 90. If you hit them, you lose.
Game over.
I've said this before, right? The battle of the lug nuts, right? The more lug nuts the vehicle has, the more likelihood of that vehicle winning the battle.
That's true.
Right.
You like that?
I've related that all the way along the way, and it works for everything, right? Person and bicycle, there's no lug nuts on people and bicycle. You lose versus the car, right? Motorcycle loses versus the car loses versus the truck loses versus the tractor trailer. Right? It's just, the bigger the vehicle is, the more wheels, the more you're going to lose
the
in
more
time.
lug nuts.
Right?
Yep.
It's just,
I like this a
it's
lot.
Just kind of what it is.
You had a sticker here.
Oh yeah.
I wanted you to talk about the sticker.
A different way to
But-
save lives.
Different way to save lives.
But what you're talking about is what we talk about on the Trooper Talk all the time.
Cool.
And,
Yeah.
and so it's really important, and it's one of the special things that I said to you guys about being honored that you guys are here, because you bring a different perspective to what we're talking about. So
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Neil. What I have here is I have a sticker for one of the groups that we work with. It's also one of the partners that we have partnered with, a lot of our transportation partners as well. This is for a group called Truckers Against Trafficking. One of their subsidiaries is Busing on the Lookout. And so basically what the sticker is it is basically a sticker that is found on a lot of semi-trucks, motor coaches and things like that, that is a number for victims of human trafficking to call and to report instances of human trafficking, get themselves out of human trafficking. And we've been a part of this program for quite some time. We've, through our industry training and things that we've done, introduced this program to a lot of our carriers. We teach this in our academy, and we push this out as often as we can. And so when we talk about community partnerships, when we talk about ways that we can make, the transportation industry safer, these are, some of our biggest partners, because being Sin City, living in, per capita, the largest sex trafficking, capital of the world, we have to do something about it. And so once again, I can't thank our transportation partners enough, for those of them that have partnered with us, for supporting the Truckers Against Trafficking initiative and helping the victims of human trafficking and putting this on their units. So if they see it, they say something. There's a website where they can get the clues and indicators that they can reference via phone, report anything that they see, as well as they can go ahead, contact us. We can get these for them to put on all their vehicles. So even if their vehicle is parked stationary, if a victim of human trafficking sees it, they can go ahead, call that number, and be free.
So you brought the other book there.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the encyclopedias here. So,
Now we got the
but,
hazmat.
so you have all these things tabbed and this and that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
right.
That's how we find it.
Right.
So
Explain to us what this monstrosity of a book is and what we have going on here.
So on top of regular, like as we alluded to before, we are regular cops, and we need to be familiar with the Nevada revised statutes, local municipal codes, things of that nature. We've always said you need to be really squared away to come to commercial enforcement, because we just continue to
Add on.
add on and add on and add on. And
Thank God you didn't bring the bus books in.
yeah, I didn't bring my bus books in either. And so,
But you go to a traffic stop and you'll pull this out.
yes, sir.
And
so-
somebody will say, you don't know what you're talking about, and you'll be like, okay, just give me 1 minute, and you'll come back and you'll be like, this is what it is.
Well, and it's funny you say that, Neil.
But not in a disrespectful way, like because you're there to educate. Do me a favor. Look in this camera right here.
All right.
Okay. So tell everybody that if they want to hang out with you, if they want to join you, if they want to do any of that stuff, where do they go?
All right. So if you want to join us, you go for the Nevada State Police. Go to Nevada State Police, the DPS website. You can go ahead and join us there. We are hiring.
And then we're going to wave goodbye. All right, see you later.